This is Hannibal here from the Hannibal TV on YouTube. And today we have a wrestling interview with retired American professional wrestler from Chattanooga, Tennessee, who is now a fisherman. He's wrestled for the Continental Wrestling Association Mid South, WCW, Georgia Championship Wrestling, Southeastern Championship Wrestling, NWA, Mid America, and a lot of other places that we're going to get into today. Pat Rose, how are you doing today, sir?
Devin, Hannibal. What do I call you, Devin or Hannibal? I like Hannibal. Can we stay with
Hannibal. A lot of people like Hannibal because it's easy to remember because it's right above my head.
Yeah, man, that's good. Hey, man, it's a pleasure to finally meet you and to be on Hannibal TV, man. It's a big deal for me. I love it.
Well, we were just talking about you in my interview with Sam Houston the other day. So maybe we could start this off by maybe you could share us some memories of Sam Houston.
Well, okay, we were in Kansas City together, man, and Baby Doll was with us, and you know Sam wrestling the way he did and Baby Doll being the way she always rode with us, like me and the Mod Squad and people like that. So that's what I remember most is riding, having Baby Doll ride with us. But there was one time in I think it was St. Joe. Did he tell you the story about the glove on the pole gimmick?
Yes, but I wouldn't mind hearing your version.
All right, so I'm standing there, man. I had already had my match, and they had the pole greased, right? And Sam couldn't get up the pole. So he motions for me. Pat, come here, man. Get the daggum glove. I gotta have it. So here I go. I'm up the pole. I was in shape. I worked out every day, the whole deal. Got the glove, gave it to Sam, done the finish, went on about our business. But that was the funniest thing. I mean, just having to climb the pole for Sam because he couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? And I love Sam Houston to death. He's a great guy, man. Great guy.
Yeah, are you going to be involved at all with his retirement match coming up in July in Minnesota?
Man, I'm not. I didn't know nothing about it. It's about time he needs to relax. It's time to relax, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's had a number of health issues too. So I know you were an athlete before you got into pro wrestling. Could you tell us a little bit about your athletic background?
Sure, man. I live in my hometown. I went to school in. I've lived all over the country, all over the world, I guess. But I live in Dade County. It's a little place called Trenton, Georgia. And back in the day, I wrestled from eighth grade until a senior, and I loved wrestling, man. I played football, but I was the shits at football. But had a good time at it, and we had a good team. Went undefeated. Uh, couldn't couldn't go to state because of consolidating high schools. Now, there's a place called Sand Mountain here, and they had a school called Davis, and we had Dade County down in the valley. And we consolidated, and that first year we went undefeated and couldn't play for the state championship. So everybody was mad about that. But wrestling, I was on one of the first wrestling teams that in Dade County. They started wrestling here, and man, I fell in love with wrestling at a young age, and that's all I wanted to do, Hannibal. I wanted to wrestle, man. And I don't know if you amateur wrestled or whatever, but man, I love the sport of amateur wrestling. I still go to the Southern Scuffle here in at UTC in Chattanooga and see some, Penn State, Iowa State. Every now and then, Iowa comes down. Iowa's my number one team. I love those guys, Dan Gable, the whole deal. So yeah,
Yeah.
I wrestled in high school, played football, and that was about it.
I'd also wrestled and I've also interviewed Dan Gable, so that was pretty cool.
Ah, have you really?
Yes, in Iowa at his
Oh,
museum.
you went to Waterloo?
Yes,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I went a couple of times. Have you been there yet?
I never, and I want to go. That's on my bucket list, man. I'm getting old now, and that's on my bucket list.
Well, if you were an amateur wrestler, you would qualify for their Hall of Fame down there. So someone should send a recommendation to Gerald Briscoe for you.
Oh, wow, man. Cool.
Because their Hall of Fame is all about wrestlers that also had some connection to amateur wrestling.
Oh, love amateur wrestling, man. Love it.
So why didn't you continue on in college?
I love professional wrestling. I went to my first matches here in Chattanooga at the Memorial Auditorium. There's a lot of history here in Chattanooga. They did TV at WDEF TV 12 on a Saturday around 5 o'clock, and then after that show, all the angles were worked and people getting beat up and the whole deal, and then they take it to the auditorium. And the auditorium would sell out every Saturday. Interns, Dr. Ken Ramey, Spoiler, Saul Weintraub, main event, Jackie Fargo, Don Fargo, Roughhouse Fargo, Big Bad John, Bill Dundee, uh, Lynn Rossi, Bearcat Brown. These are guys that I grew up with watching and got to tag with a lot of them when I got in. I was lucky enough at 19 years old in 1979 to get trained by a guy, and I'm probably off track, but I'm excited and my mind's going. But I got trained by a guy in Cleveland, Tennessee on Washboard Drive named Ken Hall when I was 19. And my first match at WDEF TV 12 was with Ken Lucas. And I got a fishing show called Set the Hook with Pat Rose. We've been doing about 17 years. And for the last 10 years, WDEF, I guess through the connection with wrestling, lets me come in and talk fishing and, about every month. And we're in there talking fishing up until wintertime. And wintertime, you still fish, but we take off November, December, then start it back up in the spring. So we have a lot of fun, and there's a lot of history, pro wrestling history here at the Memorial Auditorium, Chattanooga, Tennessee, and it's still standing. The whole deal.
Was it Jerry Lawler's company with Jerry Jarrett that would come there?
Actually, it was Nick Goulas uh, that I started with in '79. And then in 1980, Nick was closing, and Nick sent me and Bobby Eaton to Georgia Championship. And no, Lawler would be on the Nick Goulas cards, yes. And then Jared would run Memphis, Nashville down that. Well, no, we run Nashville, but he had Memphis. Jared had Memphis at that time. I think I might be wrong.
Now, was it a situation like the Honky Tonk Man was telling me where sometimes you would have to play multiple gimmicks on a card when you started?
No, man. You know what? I started, and my real name's Patrick Smith. So I started as Pat Smith. And Nick Goulas come to me and he said, "Boy," and I'm 19, so I'm like, "Okay." He said, "Boy, you don't look like a Smith. From now on, your name is Pat Rose." And I said, "Well, yes, sir." Because 19, I wasn't going to say, "Oh, So they named me Pat Rose. And you talking about the Honky Tonk Man? When I was 19, me and Rocky Brewer, a guy from out west, and he was a good guy. He taught me a lot. But a guy from out west, Rocky Brewer, and I won these. And I wanted to show this, Hannibal. This is perfect time. This is a replica of the NWA Mid America Tag Team Championship. Can you see that pretty good? With me and Rocky beat
Oh yeah, it's
Wayne Ferris
beautiful.
and Larry Latham for this title, man. And they used to call us ham and eggers because I was a ham and egger because I was horrible. But I learned so much about the wrestling business, what not to do, what to do, da da da. From Wayne Ferris and Larry Latham with their manager Danny Davis, and this past God, when was it? Anyway, they had the Memphis Wrestling Hall of Fame in Jackson, Tennessee, and I got invited to induct my old partner Tom Pritchard, and we just had a ball. And man, I I got there and I seen Danny Davis and I hugged him. He hugged me and I said, "Danny, you better let go. You're gonna have me crying, boy." And it was still, we hugged each other because I hadn't seen him in years. And we would travel up and down the road together, stopping at Waffle House, chicken breast and a waffle, apple butter on our waffle. And man, love Danny Davis and very thankful for the Honky Tonk Man and Larry Latham, Moondog Spot, uh, for taking the time and not beating the shit out of us for being green. You know what I mean?
What was Honky Tonk Man like in those days? Was he always pretty relaxed and happy go lucky?
You know what? I've always uh, been a fan. I mean, I've seen these guys on TV, and it was amazing to get to be in the same ring with them. You know what I mean? And Honky was always a good guy to me. I've had him on my radio show one time, and he's always been a good guy to me. And I actually loved when he was in WWE, the Honky Tonk Man, and the song, and the gimmick, and the pink Cadillac, and Jimmy Hart, and the whole deal. That was over with me. So I love the Honky Tonk. Heck yeah.
What was the pay like in those days in Memphis? Was it just like a normal person's working salary, or were you guys making a little bit more than your average person would make?
Well, when I was there with Tom Pritchard and Sherry Martell was our manager, and we would work with the fabulous one, Steve Kern, Stan Lane, and had some freaking, oh my God, off the hook matches with those guys. Back in the day, I could go. I didn't realize, uh, and I didn't realize how good, how quick, how I could move, how I could do spots, this and that, until my son told me, "Dad, you were pretty good," and I'm thinking, "Was I? Cool." And we made decent money. Uh, we were, and this is good for Memphis at $800, $1,000 a week. And that was good for Memphis. But we were in the semi-main stuff like that, and just wrestled the fabulous ones, and golly, what matches we had! They were great. They were great to work with, and I've got a lot of pictures of the matches that we had with them, and I need to get them. I don't know. I think some are in my book, from the ring to the real, the Pat Rose story, that you can get. Just message me. It's 25 straight out book, $40 signed. So if you want a copy of these with some good, excellent pictures, this is just one page right here. The Road Warriors, me and Tojo, me, Camden and Flair, me and Randy Rose. and a lot of good personal pictures here, man. And I think you guys would enjoy it. It's not a big book, so it don't you ain't got to read it for days. You could probably read over it in one night and get a kick out of it. But yeah, man.
You mentioned Ric Flair. Do you have any Ric Flair stories you could share with us?
Oh. Well, when I first started going to Georgia Championship, I got to work with Flair twice on TV. He actually bumped for me, let me give him a hip toss, the whole deal. But he would come to Southeastern, and I was down there first. I went in with Mr. Wrestling 2, and they called us Mr. Wrestling 1 and 2, and I'm not Mr. Wrestling 1. That's Tim Woods, but that's what they called us, and put me with him for a little while. Excuse me, put me with him for a little while, and then they unmasked me because two. And I'm getting to the story of Flair. They unmasked me because two was going to WWE at the time, and they unmasked me, put me with Randy Rose, the Rose cousins, and me, Randy, and Arn would hang out, and Flair would come into the territory for a week. And I actually lived with Arn at Tiger Point in Gulf and we would have to go uh, pick Flair up from the airport, and anytime Flair was in town, it sold out. You made good money, the whole deal. There's a place called the Rodeo. It is a Holiday Inn bar. Okay, so here we go every friggin' night at the bar with Flair, and me and Arn would walk in. Flair would already be there, but me and Arn would walk in, and Flair would holler at the bartender, "Hey bartender, give me da 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 Heinekens on ice right here," and we would get a big barrel full of freaking Heineken, and and he'd start screaming, "Shots of kamikazes for everybody." I don't think he drank because I had to be carried home. You know what I'm saying? Across the street and in the car, and But Ric Flair, man, you, you party with him, your money's no good. You try to pay, he won't let you. You know what I'm saying? But that was part of his deal, if you will. And yeah, a lot of good Flair stories. Pissing on the side of the road. I don't know, going up 65 out of Flomaton, we'd be going to Montgomery or Birmingham, and here's me and Flair uh, standing on the side of the road, you know, peeing. But we had fun, man. It was fun. It was fun.
What are the reactions of like the staff and the other patrons in the bars when Ric Flair walks in? Are they expecting, oh, wrestling's in town, Flair will be here tonight, or is it like, holy
Yeah,
crap, the world champion just walked in?
the world champion just walked in. Everybody knew who he was, and if they didn't, he would tell them. But yeah, the world champion's in town. It's time to party, and those little girls are gonna make some money. The waitresses, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. How was fame back then in the 80s, just being a local wrestler? Was there some pretty good benefits to being a wrestling star back in those days?
Uh, what was your question again? I didn't hear the
Like
first part. I'm sorry.
being famous back in the 80s, like even though you were a TV wrestler on the local TV, you worked with a lot of the really famous wrestlers. Were you considered famous walking around town and stuff?
You know what, Hannibal? I was in San Antonio, Texas, with my wife at the time and my daughter Erica, and we were visiting her folks. He was a military guy, lived in San Antonio, and I'm at the zoo. Or no, I was at the mall. We were walking around the mall, and some guy walks up to me and said, "Hey, man, are you Pat Rose?" And I just went on to TBS, Georgia Championship Wrestling, And he said, "Hey man, are you Pat Rose?" I said, "Well, yeah. How do you know me?" "Oh, I watch wrestling all the time." Da 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 da. And that freaked me out and impressed me at the same time. That TV Georgia Championship on WTBS got out, man, and yeah, man, there was a lot of perks, a lot of hey, come on, go on. You got a line out here waiting to go in the bar. Come on, hey, Pat Rose, Arn, come on, or Randy or whoever I was with.
What was it like hanging out with Arn Anderson? Because he was one of the top stars of the NWA in the 80s, and you were tag team champions with him at one point.
He and I, man, yeah, we were Southeastern Tag Champions. He and I would, during Christmas time, we would come home and I'd drop him off in Rome at his grandmother's house. And I would come on to my grandmother's house. We were both raised by our grandmothers and our grannies, we call it down here, Hannibal. That's country boy talk, granny. Uh, but yeah, and we would come home from Pensacola and stay a couple days and head right back. We loved Pensacola. Here was the schedule. Are you ready? Are you ready, Hannibal?
I'm ready.
You
I'm
should have
ready to
been
be
down there.
jealous.
You would
I,
have fit in perfect, man. You would have had a blast. All right, you get up about 9 o'clock, hit the gym. The gym is the number one thing. You can't smarten the people up. You got to look the part. And back in the day, and I didn't realize this till about 10 years ago. I was looking at some tapes I'd found or videos I'd found on YouTube, and I had done this. Now, it's not there anymore. Well, kind of, sort of. But anyway, I had a big arm and I was in shape and we worked out hard, man. Uh, I forget the gym, but I can see Idol there in my vision. Everybody worked out at this particular gym in Pensacola. So you would go to the gym about 9 o'clock. You would hit the beach about 11, 12 o'clock, and you're on the beach till about 2, 3 o'clock getting a tan. And then you're going to go to Monday night, you're going to be in Birmingham, Alabama. You're going to come back Tuesday night, you're going to be in Mobile, Alabama. And what do you do? The same deal. The gym, the beach. You got to have that beach time. You got to have that workout time. You got to work out. And that's what I tell the kids today. Get your ass in the gym because they're too skinny. And I don't even want to go into today's
yeah.
wrestling.
By the way, just to interrupt for 1 second, you for a fisherman, I would not want to mess with you. You look massive there. And you look mean.
Kind of pumped up there, man. What the heck? But yeah, and Wednesday you'd be off, and Thursday, let's see, Montgomery. Friday, a spot show close to Dothan, and then you would go to Dothan on that Friday, get up for TV, do TV, go back to the Sheridan. And that day you didn't work out. You just relaxed and laid in the sun and went to Dobbs Barbecue right across the street from the Sheridan. And then 8 o'clock, it was wrestling time at the Houston County Farm Center. Hannibal, you would have loved the Houston County Farm Center. Dirt floor, ring set in right in the middle of it, and it came up like that. You know what I'm saying? And it was just a beautiful wrestling atmosphere and place, man. It was, oh my God, I loved Dothan Houston County Farm Center. Loved it.
I love it now, or now they need the big entrances, but you guys just walked out on a dirt floor, and the wrestling was good enough that you didn't need anything more than that.
Didn't need it. Didn't need it, brother. And the first time the Freebirds up here, oh my God, I love the Freebirds. And Terry Gordy's from Chattanooga, Michael Hayes from Pensacola, Buddy Roberts. I don't know where he's from, but we become good friends, man. And I would stay. Me and Larry Cheatham would stay with Terry in Atlanta, and me and Buddy would go to the pool and just hang out and love those guys. And I don't know how I got to that, but Terry Gordy is Chattanooga wrestling, man. I love Terry Gordy.
Could you ever keep up with Buddy Roberts drinking? Because I heard
Oh,
he could pound him back.
no, 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 and that's what we did. That was just part of the deal. You know, because and we could drink like that because we were wrestling every day, we were sweating every day, and sometimes twice on Saturday and Sunday. And I know you've heard that before, but that's how I learned to be a professional wrestler, because I only trained for 2 weeks and I was on TV because I thought I knew, but I didn't know. But I was good enough to know what I knew, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And yeah, but we wrestled every day. We sweated every day. We worked out every day. So you could drink a little bit and not gain the big belly or whatever.
Yeah, for sure. And it was like a fraternity back then.
Yeah, yeah. And golly, Tojo Yamamoto. You ever heard of him, Hannibal? Tojo and Gypsy.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he trained a lot of the guys too, didn't he? But he was really
Yes,
stiff with his chops.
he helped train me when I started on TV, man. And what he would tell me, and I tell my son Camden, he's a wrestler now. He's into his 15th match, and he's doing really good, man. Every time we wrestle or he wrestles, I see something different. I was at the ring with him Saturday night, and this is no big deal, but it is a big deal. Snap if you tell anybody, Gypsy Joe will break both of your legs. And I said, yes, sir. And I'm 19, right? And I'm like, yes, sir. Hey, no problem. No problem. Because before I got into wrestling, I knew Tojo. Tojo used to talk to me and give me advice and stuff like that, but he never offered to train me. And I got with a guy, Ken Hawk, and I want to mention him again because he's passed away. But who Ken Hawk was, he was the manager of the original Samoans, Tio and Tapu, and I think they were the Manchurians at one time with Southeastern, and but they were the original Samoans. And I hope I don't get heat for saying that, but I love the Samoan people, and I'm friends with Samu and Rakishi and Rodney Kokina when I met him. And you talking about, and I don't know how I got off on this, but you talking about somebody that can wrestle and take bumps for a big man, Kokina. What was his
Yeah.
name?
Yokozuna.
Yokozuna.
Yeah. Did you wrestle him? Did you wrestle him at some point?
Yeah, yeah, in Pensacola. Yeah. Oh, he was great, Hannibal. He was great.
You also had WWE matches at various points, didn't you? How did those come about? Oh, we lost your sound for a second. Oh, there's your sound back. I don't know what happened to your sound.
I ixnayed a phone call.
Okay.
What was your question again?
How did your WWE matches come about?
Oh,
Because that's when I first remember seeing you doing those WWE matches.
yeah, man. I was on my way out, and I was lucky enough to get booked with WWE and did a uh, Did a couple matches for them in Huntsville, Chattanooga, and Nashville. Did the loop, and man, got to work with Marty Jannetty and Shawn Michaels. What were they? The Midnight Rockers. Got to work with them and became good friends with Marty Jannetty. Still talk to him today. Love him to death, man. Marty's a good guy. He's a good guy.
Yeah. Yeah, he's really good. And so what happened? That was just like one-off jobs that you did just to get a
Yeah,
paycheck, but
yeah.
it was probably pretty fun. I noticed you've posted a lot of the big arenas that you've wrestled in, like
Yeah, man.
the
How you
great.
like that?
That's pretty cool. Could you share some of those with us? Like the Superdome, for instance, you wrestled. I assume that's when you were in Mid South.
Mid South. That was oh my God, man. And I was there during the start of Rock and Roll Midnight. And oh my God. You talking about, and I knew my job. Hannibal, my job was first, second, or third match to get them people ready for Rock and Roll Midnight, man. And I got to watch, and the boys would come out and watch Rock and Roll Midnight work or wrestle. And oh my, I wish you could have been there. You would have loved it. You would absolutely loved it. They could do stuff and not even look. That's how their chemistry was, man. Uh, my favorite midnight, sorry, Randy Rose, I love you like a brother, was Dennis Condrey, Bobby Eaton with Jimmy Cornette. Rock and roll speaks for itself. They're still wrestling today. And I talked to Ricky. Camden is really good friends with Carrie, and oh my God! But yeah, Rock and Roll Midnight was and sold out at the Superdome, man, sold out.
How was working for Bill Watts overall? Because I hear those were very brutal car trips, but you made a lot of money.
Hannibal, my first weekend. Are you ready for this, brother? My first weekend, I was at La Ranger. Started there, uh, little bitty town, little bitty building. And then I went on and stayed at Leroy's Motel in Alexandria. Same deal. Work out every day, every morning. Me and Dennis Condrey used to work out together. And he would do a reverse grip push down, or what would it be, Hannibal? Pull downs? Reverse grip pull downs
Oh yeah,
for your triceps. Oh my
yeah.
God. You talking about a pump. But yeah, my first weekend, I worked 4 days, Hannibal. And I'm going to.
Oh, we lost your sound again for a second. I don't know if you can hear me. I lost your sound again for a second. Maybe it'll come back. We lost your sound again for a second. Okay, here it is. There, it's back.
Hey,
It
yeah,
cut when you were telling us about the pull downs.
hold on just a second. What are you doing? All right. My son fixed the
Oh, is
phone.
that your son? Let's say hello to your son for a second. I saw a couple pictures of him.
Say
Let's
hello.
show let's show your fans.
What's
There
going
you
on?
go. He's a big boy. How's it
He's a
going?
giant. He's a giant. You'll have
Yeah.
to have him on, Hannibal. He's what? We're all over the place, son. But he uh, he knows how to talk. Now he's been in the music business ever since he was like 13 years old, playing shows. So he knows how to entertain. And incorporating that in wrestling, he already knows how to do a, a good interview, a good promo. And we done an angle, if you will, for primetime wrestling in Gadsden, Alabama. And I don't know if you've heard of this guy. What's the guy's name, Camden? Drago. And he trained with Cody, but Drago's a real Ukrainian, right? So he comes out with a Ukrainian flag. So Camden sang the national anthem, and here comes Drago, and Drago nails him with the nails him with the flag. He gets a hard way, the whole deal. And here I come, he nails me, blah blah blah. Then they come save us, the whole deal. But I put Camden in that situation knowing that I knew he could do it, and he did a fantastic job. The interview came to me, blah 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 blah, and I said, "Talk to him." And Camden got on and went crazy, man, and it was so good. You'd have loved it, Hannibal. You'd have loved it.
Yeah, I saw one of his dressing room promos that was pretty good. I think you shared it a couple days ago. So,
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. That means a lot.
but before your sound went out, you were telling us about your Mid South pay and your sound cut out.
Yeah, yeah. I made $3,500 for 4 days. I never seen that kind of money in my life. You know what I'm saying? Old country boy.
I'll take that today.
Oh yeah, heck yeah, man. And I laid it out on my bed and I just looked at it. I'm gonna pay this, and I'm gonna put this much right here in the bank. You know what I'm saying? And it was crazy. And yeah, we made good money. Long trips, but we made good money. We made good money.
Was Terry Taylor around in those days?
Terry Taylor was around. He was one of the baby faces. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you hear a lot of stories from him. You're a pretty neutral guy. What's your opinion on Terry Taylor?
You know what? I never I liked Terry. He told me I had one of the bet I could take one of the best arm drags in the business. I like Terry Taylor. I've heard stories too, but I haven't experienced that side of Terry Taylor, and I wouldn't take no shit off of him. But
Do you agree that like if you're like a lower card guy, you have more good experiences with everybody because if you're
yeah,
towards the top, they see you as competition?
yeah, yeah. And you could feel that too. You know what I'm saying? You could see it and feel it. And I was just, I was just happy to be there. And I got to ride with Dennis and Bobby and Jimmy Cornette. We'd be in the back talking, me and Jimmy, and and
Let's
loved.
hear a Jim Cornette story. I'm sure you got a couple of those.
He used to love it when I do the pig man, and I didn't remember that until he did a little segment on me or whatever. But I'd hold my nose up and talk like a pig, he said, and we'd have fun in the back just talking and stopping by Wendy's and him getting the dead gum triple double 15 meat freaking whatever their burgers are called. He loved Wendy's, man, and me and Bobby and Dennis would be drinking, and Jimmy'd be eating hamburgers. But I love Jimmy Cornette. He was a lot of fun.
Someone wanted me to ask you about your WCW match against Vader. How was that?
You know what? And I think I got Vader before he started killing everybody and hurting everybody because we had a good match, and he would let me do stuff. I mean, what I mean by letting me do stuff, he wouldn't kill me with his bullshit work, the punches in the face and all that. No, he didn't do that to me, and I appreciate it, Vader, but. Yeah, I felt like I had a pretty good match with him. Uh, and then he turned out freaked out, I guess. I don't know. He'd beat the crap out of everybody.
Are there some wrestlers you notice over the years like that change after they get their push, either develop more of an ego or don't care as much about the lower card after they start to become stars, or most of the guys pretty good?
You know what? I've never really thought about that. I didn't see it. Uh, No, I didn't see it, Hannibal. I wish I could give you more on that, but
Well, that's a good thing if you didn't see it.
yeah, I
Um,
did. I didn't see it, man.
and I know Arn. I mean, I've met him a few times. He seems very down to earth. What's he up to these days? Because I'm shocked that maybe he doesn't want a WWE job. But I mean, I'm surprised they didn't take him right back as an agent after his AEW stint ended.
You know what? Knowing Arn Anderson, he was all business. Uh, he was one of the guys that saved every penny, like Jimmy Cornette's got his first dollar he ever made framed and on the wall. And Arn was the same way. Arn saved money. Arn probably don't have to do that part of it now. He's training his boy, and he's looking great, man. His son, and but Arn is that kind of guy. He's financially secure, and him buying the trademark of the Four Horsemen, that was smart, man. And they sell Four Horsemen stuff, and he has his podcast, and I'm sure that that's making money for him, or he wouldn't be doing it. So yeah, Arn Anderson is a smart man.
You mentioned Gypsy Joe probably before this fan came on, but Ivan here is asking if you have any Gypsy Joe stories.
He would beat the shit out of you. 19 years old, just getting into business. The chop. Oh my God. But here's the deal, you couldn't let him know that you're about to run out of the building and go home and start crying. You would have to beat the shit out of him. And Hannibal, I swear, I tried. I was hitting him. He loved it. And I would chop him and the whole deal. But I would never let him know that I was about to run out of the building and go home and start crying. You know what I'm saying?
100%. Phil says he has many memories of watching you work for Georgia Championship Wrestling in the early '80s. Would they fly you in specifically for those tapings, or would you drive in? How would a
No,
typical taping go for you?
no, we would get up Saturday morning. Lived here in Chattanooga, actually in Red Bank, and I would drive to WTBS in Atlanta. You go by there now and you see Nickelodeon and the whole deal. I think the house or the studio is still back there. I don't know. I hadn't been in years, but we would drive down and do TV in the mornings, and that's where, you know, Hannibal. I used to when I first started going down there and wrestling Dusty Rhodes and Lord Ric Flair and wrestling too, and just anybody that's anybody in professional wrestling, I was nervous. But then I was getting dressed one time, and Paul Orndorff was right beside me, and he was putting. I know this sounds crazy, but he was putting on his pants, and I noticed that he done it the same way I done it, and that kind of gave me a calm feeling of he's just like me. So from that point on, I belong. Pat Rose belongs down there. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of the boys. And I know that sounds weird, but just that Paul Orndorff putting his britches on uh, just calmed me down, and I never looked at it as he's better than I am. I looked at it as you're my equal, man. You know what I'm saying?
As far as the backstage fights over the years, I was just thinking about the Orndorff versus Vader one. Did you witness any of them? Because
Heck no. Uh, God, there used to be so many fights in Mid South because Bill Watts, he would say, "Hey guys, have at it. Somebody gonna get their butt kicked. Have at it, and then get it out of your system." But I wasn't involved in nothing like that, and I don't think I ever seen it. Don't come to me. Well, that was a fan. We were in Baton Rouge, and we all used to watch the matches from the back. You could look through the door and watch the matches. And something happened with Butch Reed, I think. And here goes Buddy Landale, and I'm right behind him just to, you know, for support. And Buddy waffles this guy that had been messing with Butch Reed, I think, and brought him back to where the cops were. And Buddy beat the crap out of this cat. I don't know who he was, bless his heart, but and then the police took the guy out, and Buddy Landale was cool, good to go. I mean, because if they messed with us back in the day or come across that rail, somebody gonna get beat up. I got a story for you here in it was Birmingham, Alabama. Me and Randy Rose were coming to the ring, and here I am with the belt held over my head, like, you know, getting heat, whatever. And this guy waffled me right in the jaw, and I threw the belt at him. We pulled that guy over the barricade, and it was me, Bill Ash, and Randy Rose, and we put the boots to him. We beat him like a freaking drum, and the cops got him. And come to find out, he had a 25 automatic on him. And I don't know if he was going to shoot us or whatever, but I'm glad we got him and got him to the cops. But we beat the crap out of him. And that's the way it was back in the day. If you're going to come in our area, somebody's going to get beat up. I mean, that's just the
Yeah.
way it was.
And now you hear, and I know it's a different time, but wrestlers, oh, they're body shaming me, or they're saying this and it hurt my feelings. You guys actually had to deal with getting attacked. It's a
Oh,
different business these days, sadly.
man, it is so different. People are woke, and you know, and I don't know if I should tell this or not, but
My fans won't care.
I was
I guarantee you there's no woke person watching my channel.
good, but I and I was at training with Camden, okay, and this trainer, uh, I want y'all to do so and so, and he was the shits, and he would ask, "Is that okay? Is that okay with y'all?" And I heard the last of "Is that okay?" Brother, don't ask them, "Is that okay?" Make them do it. Back in the day, Ron Fuller, his daddy, Buddy Fuller, Roy Welch, all these guys that train people, that train David Schultz. And you know how badass David Schultz is. You're not going to ask them, "Is that okay?" It don't matter. They're either going to do it or they're going to get the hell home. That's how we used to train. Not "Is that okay?" And do the Japanese whatever, the flip. It's stupid. But anyway,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, they say they're better athletes today. I think they're better acrobats, but being a good acrobat doesn't necessarily mean you're a good wrestler to me. Um,
Exactly. Exactly. And I've got to say, uh, there's one. We got a couple good wrestlers here in the Chattanooga area. One is Loverboy Lex Lee. I don't know if you've heard of him or heard of his daddy Paul Lee, but
no,
Lex.
but it's a cool name.
I know it, Loverboy Lex Lee. You know he dresses like Corey Feldman. Have you seen Corey's little glass suit that he wears when he
When
plays?
he's sing, I try and avoid Feldman's music.
I do too, man. But he's got a jacket just like Corey Feldman, man. But what a good wrestler. And Camden got the opportunity for the past couple months to be in the ring with him. And Camden really learned a lot from Loverboy Lex Lee.
There's a fan on here, Phil, one of our members here at the Hannibal TV. Wants your thoughts on the Super Destroyer Scott Irwin. How was he in the ring? He also is wondering about Mike Jackson and George South.
Oh my God, Mike Jackson still wrestling today, 78 years old. I think I don't want to get in trouble for that, but yeah, Mike Jackson, what a guy! And we traveled a lot together. Before I got to Mid South, we would go to Mid South at Shreveport and do TV. And it'd be me, Mike Jackson, a couple more guys, just hauling butt down the road, man. And yeah, I love Mike Jackson to death. Who else did he ask?
George South and the Super Destroyer Scott Irwin.
Scott Irwin. I got to hang out with him and Bill when they were the Super Destroyers at WCW, and good people. Was good to me. And I seen an interview with Bill Irwin, man. Kind of.
Yeah, I had my issues with
Was
Bill
that
Irwin.
you?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I don't know why he went on like that.
I know, man. I watched that. I'm like, what the heck?
You know what? It was the best interview he ever did. But here's the thing, I was like taking time to like document his career, and then he wants to get all angry at me. It's like,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
the one that's
crazy.
taking, yeah, I mean, and I think this is lover boy Lex Lee right
That's
here.
him. That's the lover boy. Heck yeah, buddy.
And you know what? I even went and I looked up Corey Feldman's jacket. Oh, maybe it's not showing. But I'll share my screen here so
All
fans
right.
know what we're talking about. That's got to be a pretty expensive jacket.
Oh, it looks good.
So here it is. Here's Corey Feldman. We'll share the screen here. Here, let me remove this. There we go.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. So we found out the secret today. Pat Rose, when he's out there fishing, he's listening to Corey Feldman on the radio.
Hey, Hannibal, put up a picture of Ty Rose. See if you got a picture of him.
What's his name?
Ty, Tyrosc.
Ty Rose. That's your son.
Yeah.
Wrestler. Let's see here.
You'll like him. He's a monster.
Oh,
Man.
there he is. Let's look at it here. So on his, we're gonna give his Instagram a plug because his Instagram is popping up. So
All right, Kevin. All right.
oh shit, Pat Rose popped up. Hold on. Here's Ty Rose. You know what? When you search Ty Rose, you pop up.
Really?
But here we go. I think let's see. Hold on here. Let's try this again. My technical abilities are getting exposed here. All right, there we go. I think this is him. There he is.
There you go. There he is. Heck
He's got that old school. He looks. You know what? I would have a good match with him because he has a great chopping chest. He has one of those big chests. You could just chop him all day, and he's not even going to feel it. Are we ever going to see a father-son tag team of you two?
Man, I'll do it. I don't know who wants the match, but we got a guy, Jeremiah Plunkett, the NWA Mid America heavyweight champion, present. He wants to be part of it, and I would love to do it. I'll be 65 in May, and I feel like I could still get in the ring and make a difference. If I couldn't, I would not do it. But my kicks are there, my punches are there. Saturday night, I did the.
You also got a good gimmick going with your beard. That's very original. That's original. You got the mustache black and the beard white. That's cool.
Well, Candace said, "Dad, you're known for your stash. Won't you do the stash black?" And I said, "All right, sure." So we done it, and I kind of like it now, man. That's different. Looks good.
Yeah, I think that could be over. I think that could get over.
How can we use it in a finish?
Yeah, I'd like to see you managing your son because I see that you're coming there. I mean, you're a great dad. You're watching him, you're supporting him, you're probably advising him. I'd like to see you getting in there managing him. But if anyone wants to book your son or you as a team managing him, how would they contact? Would it just be you on Facebook?
I just look up Ty Rose Wrestling,
Okay.
Tyrose Wrestling. That's his Gmail, his Instagram, anything social media. That's him, Ty Rose Wrestling. Right?
What's his finishing move?
What's your finishing move? He loves the power slam.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a mean power slam back in the day. It's not as good as mine. You know what I'm saying?
Let me put up one of his matches here. I'll just skim through it. Why not? Let's share the screen here. Buck Mason versus Ty Rose. Was this a good match?
It was okay. We're still learning. Buck was green. Uh, Still learning.
He's a big boy. I mean, he looks like Terry Gordy almost. He
I
reminds me
love
of.
it. I love it. You know what he does when he comes to the ring, Hannibal? You know,
What?
you know how Gordy used to run the ropes and then do the bounce with the fist out like this.
Yeah.
Remember that? He does.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
He's got the hair of a Terry Gordy too.
I love it.
Well, we're watching this. Someone says, "Hey, Pat Rose from Toronto. I watch you in WCW. You were a good enhancement wrestler.
Thank
Uh,
you.
have you come to Canada for any?"
I have not, and I wish I had. I would have loved to, work for Stu, work for you. I
Yeah.
would, I would love to come to Canada, man. I wish I had went when I was wrestling.
Is your son also in Chattanooga?
Yeah, we're here in Trenton, Georgia. He lives with
Okay.
me, and we live at the foot of Lookout Mountain, man. If you ever want to go fishing, Hannibal, you need to get your butt down here.
Yeah.
We live Chickamauga, Nickajack, Gunnersville. This is God's country down here, and you're welcome here anytime, brother.
Well, my favorite food is sushi, but I somehow doubt you eat it as sushi. You probably are frying the stuff up, right?
No, brother, I'm a steak guy.
You're a
Matter of
steak
fact,
guy.
I'm on a carnivore diet as we speak, and I've lost a few pounds, man. I'm on the steroids, doing the testosterone.
Yeah.
So, you know,
I'm on that too because I've been in Wichita for the winter and that they don't allow that in Canada yet, so I'm making use of it and it does help. You definitely do you find yourself the day that you get it more frisky with your wife?
yeah. Well, I'm not married, but
Oh,
yeah, make a phone call. You know what I'm
yeah, exactly.
saying?
So as we're watching your son wrestle here, what are some of your favorite matches that you've had throughout your career?
Oh God. Uh, uh, Geez, anything with wrestling too, and hurting Tonga Kid when he was going to WWE. Um, uh, Anything with Randy Rose and they used to be called the Rat Patrol. Steve Scott and Johnny Rich. Anything with the Fabs. Loved wrestling with them. Anything with Ric Flair. Uh, Hannibal, and you can attest to this. When you do a spot with Ric Flair, it is right on the money. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And I love that feeling of taking the arm drag, taking the slam, doing the leapfrog, uh, and it feels good. And I loved working with Ric Flair, and that's how it felt because he trusted me to do to let me do what I did. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He trusted me to let me do what I did. So
What's the like now you'll see wrestlers plan things out A, B, C, D, E, F, G for all the spots. What's it like when you come and see Flair before a match? If he's wrestling you on TBS, what's the conversation like?
hey man, we're gonna go 10 minutes. I'm gonna do the figure four. Is that okay? Sure, heck yeah, whatever. You want to put a spot in? Yeah, let's do the one tackle drop down hip toss. Oh, okay, sure. And you don't know when it's coming. He'll call it, and he's the man. It's not like, hey, let's do this. Let's go this. I'll jump off. I'll hit you with the light bulbs and set you on fire, and then I'll get the 1, 2, 3. No, it's not like that. It's hey Pat, you're working with Flair. Y'all got 8 minutes, man. Oh, okay, thank you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he ever tip you after? Because we hear sometimes he would throw the enhancement guy a couple extra dollars.
No, I never got a tip.
Interesting. Your son had a couple of lazy pins there. You got to show him how to hook a little bit better. He could
Yeah,
have won by now.
yeah.
But yeah, you're someone on here is asking. Matthew Rodriguez wants to know how was wrestling the Undertaker? Were you afraid of taking the tombstone? There you are. You're in this too. Wow, I picked
Oh
a
yeah,
good match.
yeah. Yeah, we're doing the finish here. Watch here.
Okay,
Well, maybe not on this one.
but someone's asking about the Undertaker as we watch.
Uh, Man, I loved it. Loved working with him. Loved taking the gimmick. The worst thing about the whole match, and if you see that on YouTube, you'll hear Vince say, "Oh, Pat Rose takes a big gulp, waiting for the or whatever he said, waiting for the Undertaker." And I was like, when they announced me, hand on the shoulder, I was like, like, oh shit, here we go. And
Yeah,
man, it was great. He gave me the office. I held him up on the ropes as he walked the ropes, come back down, boom, done the gimmick on me, and put me in the body bag. That was worse than the freaking finish. And I was trying to be still because, I'm out, right?
yeah,
And I'm saying, Mark, get me out of here, man. Please get me out. Hurry up. I was claustrophobic. And he got me in the back, unzipped me, and just started laughing. But yeah, that was great. I enjoyed working with Mark because I had wrestled him, and you'll see, uh, some comments. Pat Rose trained the Undertaker. Pat Rose didn't train the Undertaker. Pat Rose trained the Undertaker when he was having his green matches in the ring. That's
oh,
what
in
I
Memphis?
thought.
Was that when he was like in wrestling for Lawler in Memphis?
Yeah, yeah, and WCW, and
Okay.
that's what I meant by that. Not actually physically training him. So I want to put that out there because I don't want that to, hey, Pat Rose trained you. No, Pat Rose didn't train the Undertaker.
Well, because didn't Buzz Sawyer only give him 2 or 3 training sessions or something and then kind of threw him out to the wolves?
You know what? That's what I heard, man. I heard Buzz took his money. Watch this. It's the finish. Here we go. You ready? Let's see.
Yeah. Oh, you look vicious here.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Look, look.
That's cheating. Aren't you a baby face? What the hell? What is this?
I'm heel, man. I'm a dead gum heel. We're supposed to be baby faces, but I'm a heel.
What is your son? He's got to be 350. He's a good
Yeah,
sized boy.
yeah. He's a big dude, man.
See, he's
Right
got a
on.
unique look. Here he's hooking. See, if he had done that 5 minutes ago, he could have ended it 5 minutes early. That's great. So we got a little taste of your son. He's
All
got a
right,
unique look. I think his look is going to be to his advantage.
go, go.
Well, that's great. I've enjoyed this. Do you have any fishing tips before we sign off here?
Well, you know what? It's springtime fishing's coming up, guys. They're going to move up. They're going to be shallow. What is today?
The
April.
14th, the 14th of April.
Camden will be 20 years old tomorrow. I can't believe that.
Wow.
But yeah, they're going to move up tight. They're still tight, although here in Chattanooga and on Chickamauga, Gunnersville, Nickajack, spawning season's in March. That's when all them fish come up, and there's still some fish shallow, and you could still catch them. But be prepared for them to come back on the ledges and get on them ledges. Right now, there's grass up. Throw that deadgum frog, man. Throw that frog in the open bare spots of that grass on the lake. Heck yeah.
What's the heaviest fish you've ever caught?
And 9-4 in a tournament. 9-4. And man, what was I? Third place. I was third place in that tournament, man. Won some money, the whole deal.
And I'm going to be doing your podcast tomorrow, Hook 'em with Pat Rose. Where can the fans watch that if they want to tune in?
Hey, just go to Set the Hook with Pat Rose. It's mostly radio and podcast, just the voice part. And go to Set the Hook with Pat Rose, and that'll show you where you can go to pick it up. Spotify, all the streaming networks, man.
Very good. And who knows, maybe you'll give it to us to post on here too at a later time.
Heck yeah.
All right, so let's get a plug one more time for your book. If people want your autograph, pictures in there of the Road Warriors, where can they pick that up?
Hannibal, and I didn't realize this, but there is let me show you something. Hold on, Hannibal.
At least you got pants on. It looked for a second like you didn't have any shorts on.
Oh,
They're just short shorts.
I got underwear, man. I'm good. Hey, but see this, Hannibal? That is an old Rack's roast beef when I first went to Nashville. And the packs of these cards are $10,000. This picture right here is $500. Do you, yeah. So here's what I'm thinking. Let me autograph you a copy of my book, and in time, when I'm gone, this thing will be worth some money, y'all. That's what I'm thinking. But if you want to get a copy of From the Ring to the Real, the Pat Rose story, man, just look me up on Facebook, all the social medias, Pat Rose or Set the Hook with Pat Rose, and shoot me a message. And matter of fact, I'm going here in just a minute to send out a big batch of them, so they're coming. And I've got a bunch of them in stock. We're going to be doing a book signing at the Bass Pro Shop here in Chattanooga. And here's some of the sponsors that help make Set the Hook with Pat Rose possible each week on radio and podcast platforms. So if you want your copy, shoot me a message. I'll get right back to you, and we'll send that out to you, man. Be glad to.
Could you give us one last Smoky Mountain Wrestling story before we sign off here today?
Smoky Mountain, I was on my way out, man. I took Hardcore Holly. You've heard of him, right? So I took Hardcore Holly, Bob Holly, from Mobile, Alabama, and I was living in Pensacola, and we went up to do Smoky Mountain, and got to work with Bob Holly, and back in the day we could both go, man. And Jimmy Cornette loved him. The WWE loved him better, and he had a heck of a career. But that's what I'm proud of, is bringing Bob Holly to Smoky Mountain and getting him out there because he needed to be out there. And yeah, Bob Holly, that was cool.
Very interesting. Well, I appreciate you coming on. You had some great stories. I'll let you shut this off with whatever you want to tell the fans. Thank you very much, and best of luck to your son.
Hey, thank you so much, Hannibal. It's been a pleasure being on Hannibal TV. I've watched this for years. You've interviewed everybody. I appreciate you calling me or however we got in touch and wanting to know my story. I appreciate that. And man, just go to SethUnclePatRose.com and listen to our podcast, guys. And for all you people up there in Canada, we love y'all and love to come see you sometime. And I'm sorry I didn't wrestle up there when I was young.